to all my gamers and gamers. This your boy Kano, the brutally honest gamer, and I'm back with another video. So I decided to wait a little bit, let everything marinate about this PlayStation Showcase, right? So let's talk about it. Honestly, in my personal opinion, the PlayStation Showcase to me was garbage truck juice. It was trash. It was very underwhelming, and Sony has to hold a massive L. And I bet y'all wonder why that Sony has to hold that L. Because there was a lot of things that was wrong with the PlayStation Showcase. A lot of these games could have been in state of play. What they showed at the PlayStation Showcase was mostly third-party titles. And most of these third-party titles is going to be on Xbox, which I find nothing wrong with that. I'm a primary Xbox player. I play mostly on the Xbox, but I do have a PS5 and I do play a lot of games on the PS5 as well. I don't discriminate until today on the PlayStation side because they dropped the ball at this PlayStation Showcase. People was excited for it. People kept saying this was going to be the stormbreaker that's about to set the tone and make Microsoft have to work to put out them games. That's what the whole thing was. It was to set the tone. But for what I got out of it personally, it was lackluster. It was garbage truck juice. It was dookie water. That's how bad it was. And mind y'all, I live streamed this along with the homie Retro, all of us from the gamer section on the gamer section channel. Y'all go ahead and check it out. Link will be in the description below for y'all can check it out. So, my opinion, there was not that many games that really caught my eye. There was only about 3 games that really caught my eye, honestly. 3 to 4 games that really caught my eye. First one was Phantom Blade Zero, which I definitely want to play day one. That action RPG, steampunk type of game with that hack and slash that's phenomenal. I definitely want to play that. Spider-Man 2, graphically it was mid, but I still want to actually play that. I want to us play it. Want to see more. Hopefully the game is polished when it's released. Because if there is any issues in the game, they're gonna have to hold that L. Okay. Now we didn't see much of the game of Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta or whatever, Snake Eater, but it's a CGI trailer, and from what I hear, it's going to be a dope game. I don't know when it's going to be released. You never know. And that Immortals game that I've seen, that's from EA Originals. You feel me? I definitely want to play that. Now, every other game that was on there, I have basically no interest in actually playing at this point. The whole showcase was a massive disappointment based off the fact, though, that people was hyped because it's been a little bit under 2 years since Sony had their own showcase. And we know the pandemic. We understand this when it comes to the pandemic, that based off the fact that we went through this pandemic situation and a lot of games wasn't getting released. And not only that, the PS5s and the Xboxes was basically sparse in getting, as far as like getting them in store shelves and stuff like that. We had to get them through the stores on the internet, and that was even hard to get because of the scalpers, and that's facts. But since last year, we was able to get more of the consoles more easier, so there shouldn't be any problems of developing the games at this point right now. So back to what I'm saying about the PlayStation Showcase and how sparse it was when it comes to their first party titles. They had about like 4 to 5 first party titles, and 3 out of the 4 to 5 of them was actually live service games. Like, for instance, the Fair Games joint. That game right there, to me, reminds me a lot of Rockcade City. You know what I'm saying? Crime Boss Rockcade City, that's my fault. Kind of remind me of that a lot. It kind of remind me of Payday 3 with a mix of the Division also. That's what it reminds me of when it comes to Fair Games. Then Helldivers they made it to a third-person shooter, but it's another live service game. Then you go into the third-party circuit. Then you go straight to Foam Stars, which is like a bootleg Splatoon ripoff. And honestly, what really ticked the whole thing off is when it showed the VR titles and Beach Spears or whatever it is, that showed up, and the homie Retro, shout out to Retro, he was pissed off about it, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was hilarious. But I digress. The PlayStation Showcase, honestly, was lackluster in first party titles that's outside of the live service. Because everybody want to know what's going on with Ben Studios with their game, what's going on with Naughty Dog with their The Last of Us Factions 2 game that people was asking about. Even though personally I don't care for it. I don't want to play no multiplayer game. I want to play a regular single player game. We already know The Last of Us Part 3 is actually in development as we speak, which I don't know. Hopefully they'll be done with all that book or whatever. But I digress again. But the PlayStation Showcase, my biggest gripe about that is they did not have release dates but to all but 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And people are upset about that. And I don't blame people for being upset about that at all. We don't have release dates to Spider-Man. It's coming out fall 2023, but something in my mind tell me that's a possibility. There's a possibility that Spider-Man 2 might get delayed out of 2023. Now, if Spider-Man 2 gets delayed out of 2023, then it's going to show that PlayStation ain't going to have really too many first-party titles coming out this year. You feel me? And people are going to be highly upset about that. And that's just facts. We ain't talking about PlayStation VR 2 because they showcase about 10-15 minutes of PlayStation VR 2 titles. Personally, I don't care for it because I don't play VR games. I play console-oriented games. That's just my forte. That's just me. But at the end of the day, and it's just facts, that Sony is focusing too much on live service games at this point. There's too many, there's like 25 or more games in development. They have a lot of them that's live service oriented games. People still gravitate to the single player aspect of what made PlayStation hot back on the PlayStation 4 days. It was mostly single player games. And then some of the indie titles that's on it is really not up to par of what made PlayStation hot from the PlayStation 4 days. You feel me? So with that being said, this PlayStation Showcase was a major fail. It was dookie water, garbage truck juice. It wasn't up to par. Now, I don't know what they're going to do. You feel me? I really don't know what they're going to do. And the kicker about this PlayStation Showcase is majority of the games that they did show was CGI trailers. Majority of the games that was actually shown at this PlayStation Showcase was CGI trailers. The one game that we got more in-depth gameplay of, it was Spider-Man 2. That was an epic fail. Now, if Microsoft would do this, Microsoft would get crucified, ridiculed, all of the above, and that's just 100% facts. But I'm seeing now Sony fanboys is really upset about this too. I honestly just wish that we went back in the days of the PlayStation 2, OG Xbox, GameCube days where it was more fun and had a lot more games and more variety. In this day and age, we have to wait years upon the games, and as we getting older as gamers and stuff like that, people are gonna get tired of waiting on those type of games. You feel me? And that's why I say indie games is gonna be more of the superior over the AAA circuit when it comes to games. When you look at Sony really lost its mark on what made Sony hot, and I really blame it on Jim Ryan at this point. Jim Ryan basically is the cancer to the Sony community, not community, but to the culture of Sony as far as when it comes to what made the PS4 hot. It is AAA blockbuster games, that's fact, but also they scared to take risk on smaller projects which can actually do well. You feel me? So blame Jim Ryan. And if you look at Jim Ryan look like he's got mental issues. You feel me? And basically, he needs to be let go. He needs to be fired. He the type that do a lot of crazy things behind the scenes and yell at people. He the type that do all that. So in my opinion, I'm gonna say this: Jim Ryan needs to be let go. That's 100% facts, not fiction. So, in your opinion, y'all let me know what y'all think about the PlayStation Showcase. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it great to y'all? Was it garbage truck juice? Let me know below in the comments. I'm gonna leave it on that note. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification bell for when I drop videos, you dig? I'm out. Peace.